Hello again, welcome to the Tailored Expressions YouTube channel. My name is Terry and I am sharing a card that I created using the Magical Moths stamp and die set. So let's get started. So let's start by going over the supplies. We are going to need the Magical Moths stamp set. This set also includes the coordinating dies. We will need the Wildflower Background stamp, simple strips in reverse, everyday occasions, and the simple strip dies. Ink pad in the color Peapod and Oreo, a green blending brush, some Copic markers, and a white gel pen, foam squares, and a scallop rectangle stackable. Also cardstock in the color Buttercream frosting, sugar cube, and Oreo. On a piece of sugar cube cardstock, I am stamping out the images from the Magical Moths stamp set. I am using my ink pad in the color Oreo. I did stamp the images down a few times to make sure that I had a good impression. So now it's time to color. I really think this is the fun part because you can pretty much color in the moths so many ways. What I like to do is go online and Google live moths for inspiration if you're stumped on color ideas. I like using Copic markers, but you can use any coloring medium that you may have on hand. Okay, so this is an oldie but a goodie. The Wildflower Background stamp is so beautiful. I had to pair it with the moths. So I went ahead and stamped out the Wildflower Background stamps on sugar cube cardstock with Oreo colored ink. Again, I like to stamp it a few times to get a good impression. So off screen, I simply colored the images in. After I was finished with the coloring process, I used my green blending brush and the ink pad in the color Peapod to blend on the edges of the card panel. I find that doing this gives some interest to the overall scene. I went heavier with ink on the bottom of the card panel. Okay, now to create the border. I used the Scallop rectangle stackable die and ran that out of buttercream frosting to create a frame. For the sentiment, I am using simple strips in reverse everyday occasions. I really love how you get so many sentiments after running this through the die cutting machine just one time. There are so many different options in the shop to choose from. I like this one because there's a sentiment for every occasion, hence the name. You have all these options to use and can save the rest to use on future cards. I use liquid adhesive to adhere the frame over my card panel. The frame doesn't fit perfectly onto my card panel, but that's okay. I use my scissors to trim off the excess. Now I am just playing around with the placement of my moths and sentiment strips. Once I was happy with it, I decided to go in with my white gel pen to add highlights and details throughout the entire card front. I used foam squares underneath the moths and sentiment strip to create some dimension. Finally, I adhered it to a top folding card base. And that's it! I love the Magical Moths stamp and die because you can pair it with a lot of different items from your stash. I hope you found some inspiration in this video and I can't wait to see the color combinations that you will come up with. Please don't forget to like this video and follow to get notified for any future videos. Okay, until next time, I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye bye!